All right. Welcome, everyone. Day one Shop Talk. Hope everyone's still got the energy nice and firing. I'm Elsie, co-founder and CEO of Qsic. We have Mario Mahirez with us, who's the Vice President of Marketing, Loyalty, Monetization Platforms at 7-Eleven. So welcome, Mario.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great being here.
And fully branded, we can see as well. Fully branded socks. Gives a little look at the socks. Yeah.
7-Eleven.
Oh, that's 7-Eleven. So very excited here today to talk about why 7-Eleven's Gulp Media Networks is going all in on audio. As an audio platform, obviously we're very passionate about this. We believe that music has an incredible lift in the in-store experience, and you have one of the biggest networks available. But it can also be so much more than that, being the retail media element and driving new business and revenue for the network that your Gulp Media team is really running and driving. But let's start with a big question. Why should brands be investing in 7-Eleven's Gulp Media instead of other retail media networks?
Yeah, I think that's the wrong question because it's not instead, right? If you think about, everybody here, you yourself, you probably shop at a warehouse club, at a mass retailer, at a grocery store, and you also go to a convenience store, like everybody does. But the mission, the reason why you're there is different. So somebody who's buying energy drinks every single day at a 7-Eleven, not buying 20 packs at the warehouse club or at the grocery store, right? That mission for that customer, the energy drink mission, is at 7-Eleven, not over there. So I think you need to, as a brand, you need to adjust your advertising strategy to the channel and the missions, because it's the same consumer that's going over there. It's also coming to us. So it's an and, not an or.
Do you believe that mission is a competitive advantage for your network?
Absolutely, for a couple of reasons. One, we're focused on the immediate consumption mission, right? It's we sell a lot of impulse products, and often it's not a planned purchase. So why that's important, and as I said, the brands need to consider what they're using Gulp Media for. Is I think what we're trying to build is the best channel for exactly what the mission is. So, for example, the reason why we've consolidated or focused so much of the media inside the store on radio is because when you get to the store, if you take the marketing funnel, awareness, consideration, trial, adoption, the store is all about close to sales, right? There's no storytelling. You're there, in and out. The customer opens the door to the store, is going to the fridge. You need to sell them on your energy drink, your chips, your chocolates, whatever it is, in that very short space. So if you don't do that, then you're left with, well, maybe you can influence them outside the store. Will it work? Not really sure, right? The other reason why we think the channel and the using radio is very important is if you think about convenience, all of the CPGs rely on line extensions, product introduction for growth. We all do. Let's say that you have an energy drink company that's introducing root beer flavor energy drink. They're not going to introduce it as a 20-pack at the warehouse club, because who's going to buy that? What if you don't like it? You're stuck with 19, right? You're not going to introduce it as a 6-pack in a grocery store. You introduce it at the convenience store. The convenience store is the primary channel for product introduction because it's a low commitment purchase, right? So the reason we believe the convenient channel is so important is because if you can introduce your product to that new consumer in the convenience channel, then it's going to pay dividends in every other channel later on. But it needs to start with the convenience channel. And you need to use the right communication vehicle within the convenience channel to make your product work. So I'll give you a quick example. In December, we had an energy drink company introduce a new flavor, apple cherry, I think it was. We Did a test and control, stores with radio, stores without radio. It was very quick. Hey, try the new energy drink brand, new flavor, apple cherry. The stores that had radio had an 8% unit lift higher than the stores that didn't have radio. And it was only talking about the flavor, not necessarily an offer or anything else.
Yeah. And that's it's funny, right? You talk about the toolkit that you need to capture that kind of value. Like with Lucy, our generative AI ad creation tool that is fully deployed in your network, and we've found that putting the core messages of those ads towards like only a few seconds into the ad is incredibly important, because it isn't about storytelling, because you are at the pointy end of the spear. You're at the store, you're ready to convert, where ads that had 5 to 10 seconds into the ad didn't actually perform as well, which is incredibly interesting once we talk about sort of optimization.
Let me give an example of that. And I'm not picking on energy drink companies, but we sell a lot of energy drinks. So we do sell a lot of advertising to them. We had a very, very large energy drink company who really wanted to try radio. And they came in and gave us this 30-second ad that they had prepared. And they were running this. This was the one we want to run. We know it's successful. We've measured it, tested it before. We're like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work in the store. It's too long. With their permission, we edited the ad, and we ran their 30-second version in some stores. We edited a version, I think it was about 8-9 seconds, that literally just closed the sale. And then we had control stores with no radio. And hands down, the short 7 to 8 second spot had a much, much higher uplift than the 30-second, because in the store, you just don't have time for that storytelling. That storytelling had to happen outside the store with different media. And that's what we do when we have a very large loyalty program, very large database. We have over 100 million registered members. We connect all of those member data to the advertising platforms, MarTech, digital, social, connected TV. That's where you do the storytelling. That's where you do the awareness consideration. Once you get to the store, as that movie, I think it was, it said cookies are for closers. That's what you need to do. It's like, just close the sale.
Yeah. We definitely aren't picking on energy drink category.
No,
they definitely performs very, very well. But like, look, the immediate consumption I think is perfect, for these conversion strategies in store. And you're obviously the biggest network. Can you talk to us a little bit about how scale sort of works into that as well?
Well, we are the only coast-to-coast immediate consumption retail media network out there, right? There's nobody else. The convenience store space is very fragmented, and even the immediate consumption is very fragmented everywhere. So scale is very important. We have over 250 million consumers go through our doors every month. That's about 200,000 every hour, right? Middle of the night, it's a little bit lower than that, but about 200,000. That's not counting of the pumps. So the scale is really big. But the other thing that is important for us and why we really believe in radio and what you're doing is because we believe that with that, we end up delivering to all our partners the holy grail of advertising, which is influencing the consumer at the point of purchase before they make a choice with full attribution. And I don't think that there's many other brands that they can do that, retail brands that can do that.
Well, you heard it here first, the Holy Grail, Qsic.
I hope so, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Actually, it's not I hope so. We know, because we use it internally for all of our promotions internally. Roughly the way we do it is half of the ad space goes to our vendors, half of the ad space are for internal promotions. So we're relying less on cardboard in the stores and more on audio to be able talking about the right product at the right time with the right consumer.
Yeah. And like those value-driven activations that you've been doing, can you talk to us a little bit about those? Because they've been great performers as well. Yeah,
so we do, we're a promotional retailer. So for us, it's very important that the customers are aware of all the promotions we have in the store. The convenience trip is very short, right? They don't always look at all the cardboard, all the signs that are in the store. What we've found is with audio, and one of the things we leverage with audio is that cocktail party effect, where your ears are always on, right? And because most people drive into the store, they don't have their headphones on. So as you were talking about, we're finding out what are those sounds and words that capture the customer's attention. And once you grab the customer's attention, then you can close that sale. So for us, it's one of the things we've noticed is that if you have very strong audio branding or a sonic logo, if you will, that captures their attention. After doing that, if you deliver that value message, it goes straight into people's heads, and those ads work a lot better. That's what we're finding with our internal ads. So the stores that are promoting those with radio are performing a lot better than the stores that don't have radio yet.
Yeah, and the creative is so important in that sort of strategy. But you also do need the toolkit to capture it, right? And one thing that, you know, we are a very intelligent platform. Like everything that we're doing is underpinned by point of sale data. Can you talk to us a little bit about the decision to go down a path of sort of sharing the point of sale data to help target the content and measure, and how important that was?
We think we're at an inflection point where, with everything that Qsic is developing for us, we'll be able to do all the capabilities that people are used to with digital media, A/B testing, et cetera, we'll be able to do in the store. With Lucy is we develop all the creative from text to voice. That means that we're not limited creatively to one or two versions. We can have endless versions. We can adjust accents, right? And then because Qsic has all of our transactional data, the ads can be not only A/B tested to figure out which one works better, but also optimized to when they're delivering the highest lift on sales, which is roughly what people do with digital content, but never really with in-store media. And that's where actually in convenience, that's where you make the sales. So being able to deliver everything that you are used in a custom and digital media in a store environment, for us, it's a game changer.
One other thing though, like to move forward from that sort of flexibility, like the customer journey changes very rapidly throughout the 7-Eleven day. Like what a customer needs from you at 10 a.m. is going to be very different from what they need to you at 10 p.m. Even though you might be talking about the same products, but like tell us a little bit about how you think about that.
Yeah, those are things we're learning right now, and so the ability to create the creative with text to voice gives us the ability to figure out. We understand the reason why you buy an energy drink at 7 a.m. is very different from buying it at noon, very different from at night. We know that creative should be different. We're not sure exactly why or how or it's that. So the text to voice gives us the ability to test different creatives at different times of day so we can optimize it. We tie that together. We have a tool called the Brainfreeze Collective. Brainfreeze Collective is our in-house panel. We have over 300,000 customers that have joined the Brainfreeze Collective. So we test a lot of messaging in the Brainfreeze Collective. We come up with ideas. We build it in with Lucy AI, and then we test it against the data, test and control to figure out how do we optimize that execution in store.
Yeah, amazing. How do you explain to brands how like this kind of channel can change the behavior at the point of purchase? But it's not just at the point of purchase, it's before the transaction's actually occurring. So how do you explain how powerful that is to the brands?
I think when we started, a couple of them were skeptical. They didn't really believe it, right? Because it's not something that's really been done before. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing is the numbers speak for themselves, right? We're using it internally. And the brands that are doing more with us, the brands that are doing not necessarily, hey, I want to run retail media in 7-Eleven the same way I run it with the warehouse club or with a mass retailer. The ones that are coming in with an open mind and, hey, let's test different things, let's experiment. Those teams are seeing much better uplifts. and what we find is as their investment grow, other brands see that and they come along for the ride. But you need an open mindset.
And look, it is a journey, right? Because they've got to believe in it. You've got to explain your methodologies, and that there's a learning curve to that as well. So from your own point of view, like what do you see is like next? Like what's the vision for Gulp Media and where you're going?
That's a hard one. I mean, it's hard to make predictions, especially about the future, right? We really do believe that for the convenience industry, audio inside the store is our primary channel, right? Ideally, where we would end up is at a place where ultimately we could have almost like a self-serve, where brands themselves could go in, design their campaigns, start testing them with some guardrails, right? Start testing them themselves, start testing the creative, and less so of the selling by ourselves and more execution by the brands themselves.
Yeah. And we'll keep developing that toolkit for you and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But look, thank you very much for joining us today, Mario. And yeah, let's have a great conference. But thank you all.
Thank you.